Here we have transmissible spongiform encephalopathy. In other words, our prion diseases. And please make sure that you're quite familiar with spongiform encephalopathy. Unbelievably, it behaves like an infection. However, the prions are very, very difficult to kill. They are extremely refractory. You do everything and these things just live. It's amazing. It's like survival. Here, the diseases include mad cow disease. You've heard of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, Gerstmann-Strauser-Schenker syndrome, fatal familial insomnia, and Kuru. These are all different types of prion diseases based on different sources of the prion, which is then causing these particular pathologies. A different twist in pathology and microbiology altogether, prion is. So with prion disease, all associated with abnormal forms of specific protein, a prion protein, which behaves like it's become infected, and then, worse, it becomes transmissible. It's fascinating. Prion protein, usually a normal protein neuron. Stop there. So you have a prion protein, which is normal. All of a sudden, it got exposed to something, Creutzfeldt-Jakob, Kuru, what have you, in which now the prion becomes infectious, quote unquote. Prion protein undergoes conformational change from alpha to beta pleated sheet. Make sure that you memorize. This is when it becomes, quote unquote, transmissible. Now, the prion protein acquires relative resistance. When I say relative resistance, this thing, man, it doesn't want to die. It's ridiculous. It's like a cockroach. You ever try to kill a cockroach? You try to step on this cockroach, and you want to come back, and you want to put it into a trash can, and you come back, and the cockroach is gone. It's unbelievable. Prion behaves the same way. Very, very resistant to digestion with proteases. Infectious nature comes from ability to corrupt the integrity of the normal cellular components. Very tricky, this disease, isn't it? In general, prion, transmissible spongiform. Clinical features of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. Dementia, usually, let's say Alzheimer's. Let's do multi-infarct dementia. Is it rapidly or is it insidious in terms of progression? Insidious takes time, right? But here we have rapidly progressive dementia. Should clue you in. Oh my goodness, does my patient have Creutzfeldt-Jakob? 7th decade is the peak. Iatrogenic transmissible is possible. Subtle changes in memory and behavior followed by rapidly progressive dementia with involuntary jerky movements, clinical presentation of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. You do have variants, and we have Gerstmann-Strauser-Schenker syndrome, inherited disease, progressive dementia with cerebellar ataxia. Just a couple of words, just so that you've heard of such a prion disease. Not commonly asked, but still, know that it exists, please. Let's do diagnosis of our prion disease. Difficult. Imaging with our MRI, diffusion-weighted image. CSF. This is important. Memorize 1433 protein. There has to be something that's been given to you in a stem of a question or clinically in which you are seriously suspecting of prion diseases. Please memorize 1433 protein in the cerebrospinal fluid. And you might find abnormal EEG changes, electroencephalogram.